you prefer the news, the weather, or the sports? You can have it all anytime you want. With MediaNet, you can have over 150 functions at your fingertips. If you would like to see just how easy and simple MediaNet is to operate, just come by any of our 6 stores for a free demonstration. Just another reason to do business with Southeastern Cellular.
Hey everybody, it's Barry Miller. Welcome to this week's episode of Big Boys Toys. We're at Mount Cheahaw Harley Davidson right here on Davis Loop Road, Oxford, Alabama. Got a bunch of good-looking cars, good-looking motorcycles for you this week. You don't want to miss any of them. So sit back, relax. We'll be right back with Big Boys Toys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Big Boys Toys. Tonight, your host Barry Miller will bring you the sleekest, trimmest automobiles from around the area that have been beautifully restored. If you love streamlined, full-force race cams, then this show is for you. So sit back, but don't get too relaxed. This is Big Boys Toys.
Looking for great savings on new and pre-owned cars and trucks? Then head on over to Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC. Our courteous and knowledgeable sales team is ready to show you our huge selection of cars and trucks at out-the-door prices. Don't settle for our competition's offer. At Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC, we're committed to sales, service, and customer satisfaction. So head on over to Ron Newton's. We'll treat you right. That's Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC, top of the hill, Quintard.
First vehicle, Alan Marion, in 2002, Harley Davidson. Alan, welcome to Big Boys Toys.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your bike.
It's an 02 Fat Boy. Started out as a Fat Boy. It's got some alterations to it, and probably the most radical thing about it, other than a bunch of chrome, is the paint.
When did you start riding bikes?
About age 10.
Age 10, so you've been riding a while.
Yeah, old beat up sawhorse Honda that a couple of us pulled together some lawnmower money and bought it from one of the kids in the neighborhood, and then beat that thing in the ground.
Harley Davidson. Now, y'all do a lot of, I'm in the Hog chapter here, and I remember Hog, and people don't realize what the Harley people do. I mean, all the charity rides and the stuff they do with Harley Davidson.
Actually, perfect example is before I ran over here, I stopped by a charity ride that's going on this morning for a gentleman and made a quick donation. Couldn't participate in the ride, but wanted to give
right, guys, a fireman's house burned down.
Yep,
I think in Jacksonville.
That's exactly what it is.
Weaver or somewhere
yep,
over there.
Over in Weaver, Alabama, and his family was just devastated. They lost everything. So that's going on this morning and trying to get it all squeezed in one day.
Now, who did the paint work on your bike?
That would be myself. I have my own shop and do the old school pinstriping stuff and then custom airbrush work. And with the bikes, I can do 100% from bare metal up, but I work with a lot of street riders and doing the pinstriping and some of the builders in the area.
Now, it's an 02 Fat Boy, right?
Correct.
Now, the Fat Boy, tell us a little bit about the Fat Boy, the difference in the Fat Boy and the wide glide and such as that.
Well, this one here has got the same frame system as you see on your Softails, the Heritage and the Fat Boy, and so your suspension system's up underneath the bike versus some of the other bikes you're on a swing arm shock system. And when it comes to differences and stuff, that's kind of like asking, which do you like, peanut butter or jelly?
Right.
In the sense that the differences between a bike largely depends on the rider, because nobody buys one and leaves it alone.
Right. I tell them all the time, they tickle me. I used to get tickled at them a couple of years ago. I said, you buy this brand new Harley and then you spend $5,000 on chrome? I don't understand that. Well, when I bought a Harley, I understood that.
Exactly.
Because I was out here at Mount Cheahaw all the time buying this and buying this and buying this, and my wife would look at it and say, it's nothing else you can put on that chrome piece. And I said, well, you can get this piece and you can get this piece. And
you want to leave enough for birthdays, Christmas, and when you're doing a Christmas list for somebody, I mean, it's very easy for me. It's just Harley, 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 Harley.
Now, what size engine does this one have?
This one has the big bore kit in it, so it's got a few extra ponies in there. It starts out as the 13 and goes up and and we'll just leave it right there because it makes a good bar conversation.
And a lot of people don't realize, you know, there's a lot of difference in the Harleys. It starts at the Sportster and it works its way all the way up to the Ultra, and there's a lot in between.
Some of the bikes are actually targeted for the European market. I spent a period out there at the track as a test rider, and I really learned where some of the ideas come from modeling, because you know when you walk through the floor showroom, you're like, okay, what were you guys thinking when you did this one? Because it's such an international community now, you're trying to get all that flavor. So some of your Harleys are designed for that percentage between the cruiser and the fast cafe bikes, and then you got the models that are between the big ultra classics, and you don't want to ride something stripped down bar hopper, so you're looking for something with a little bit of baggage on it for a raincoat or something. So it's a huge diverse community that they're shopping for with all these bikes out here.
And it's fun just to get out and ride, just to go out and do things, and like a day like today.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. Run, get a gallon of milk, or go to the coast and get a seafood dinner. Yeah, we did here a while back. A bunch of us got together and did an iron butt run, and got off of it. 2 days later, got back on it and rode to the far side of Texas. It's just, and then the biggest thing is a lot of people don't realize is, you know, when you get that thing off the floor that's generic, you really need to model it for yourself for that comfort, because then you'll get out there.
Personalize it.
Exactly. You don't want to park it somewhere and come out and have to pull your registration out and say which one's mine.
Yeah. Tell you what, good looking bike. Appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with Big Boyz Toys. Hey everybody, Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys. M&L Auto Repair, right there on 78, right across from the Quick Meds. Tell you what, Manuel and his staff can do anything that's known to be done to a car, they can do it. Tell you what, he's the specialist around here on carburetors. All you guys got these old street rods and all, or you got some of the old cars, the carburetor ain't running right, he rebuilds Quadrajets, Hollies, just about anything. He's a Jasper engine dealer, and he has Jasper engines and transmissions. Also, they're TechNet professionals. They're members of the TechNet, so that means they're good. They do about anything, and when they rebuild a motor for you, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a difference. That motor's going to look different when they rebuild it. They put their special touch on that engine before you pick it up. So go by and see Manuel or one of the staff at M&L Automotive and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by.
Best kept secret in Anniston, Alabama. Romine's Annistonian Restaurant, 1709 Noble Street, Anniston, right across Administration Building, has got that country lunch special each and every day, meat and vegetables. Sunday buffet, all you can eat from 11 to 4, only $6.99. They got catfish, they got steaks, they got fried chicken, barbecue. They're the home of the off-to-the-bone barbecue. They got hamburgers, hot dogs, pork chops, you name it, they got it. Specialties in desserts, Black and Forest cake, pecan pie, cheesecake, they got it. They're the #1 location for German cuisine also. Stop by today, tell them you want some of that great German food Barry Miller sent you by. You know, Piggly Wiggly, that's a name you've heard ever since you was a child. I've heard it since I was a child. It's a grocery store above all grocery stores. It has just about anything you want in the Piggly Wiggly stores. Go by the local Piggly Wiggly store in Odenville, Center, Cedar Bluff, Collinsville, and the brand new store down in Asheville, and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by, and you want to see how much money you can save on your grocery bill. They have a meat department and a fresh produce department in each and every store, fresh produce each and every day, and they cut their meat right there on their location. Tell them I sent you by.
Next vehicle, Lynn Miller, 2006 Mustang GT. Lynn, welcome to Big Boyz Toys. And Tyler Miller, this is my grandson. Stand there and smile, son. You might pick up a woman, you never know. Tell me about your Mustang.
It's a 2006 Mustang GT.
Okay, what size motor and all's in it?
It's got a 4.6 V8 with a little toys added to it.
Now, when you bought it, what all did you do to it? Was it like this when you bought it? You have to add mostly everything to it. Tell me what all you done to it.
I see it got a cold air intake, tuning, rims, side panels, rear window louvers, hint, seat undercarriage package, just a bunch of other stuff.
Now, you put the stripes and all on it yourself?
Yes, I did.
Now, when it comes, it's just blue, right? Solid blue and nothing else.
Just take all the little gadgets off and you got a regular Mustang.
Now, how long, now, you've been working on it ever since you got it, just putting it all together?
The first thing I did was put an amp in it.
Yeah, he come over the other night and took me riding. And Shane, I don't know if your kids get into this or not, but he took me riding in this Mustang. And I said, let's run over Lowe's. I had to go over and get a hinge. He said, well, come on, we'll go in my car. And he hit that road and woof, 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 woof. I said, son, you got to turn that off. I can't stand that from here to Lowe's, and it ain't but 2 miles. The whole car was rocking. It sounded like the metal in the car was rocking, just woof, woof, woof. And I said, how do you hear the words of that song? For all the bass in it, I couldn't hear nothing. I said, are they singing or is they just playing? He said, oh, they singing. But I couldn't understand what they're saying. Have you ever been behind someone and listened the same way? If you stand in a stoplight, you hear something boom, boom, and you don't know what it is, and you look in front of you in the car, the trunk's going like this. That's because they got a speaker in there bigger than the car. And how about explaining to me the significance in that?
Why not? You gotta have it loud.
Well, my truck's loud, but you don't hear me boom, 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 boom. And, okay,
Preference.
you got speakers in the back, and you just changed everything on the inside, right?
I got a lot of extra, just decals, trim packages, and just a little bit of stuff.
You changed the dash and put it all chrome. Reason I'm asking all these questions, y'all, he ain't saying a whole lot, but I know my daughter-in-law watched this show, so I'm gonna let her know how much money he spent, because I know she don't know. But you put all new dash inside it.
Yeah.
Did you do anything to the interior besides the dashing up?
I did a little bit of
Painting on the inside. Okay, we got wheels, we got that air intake, we got the suspension, we got the boom box, or whatever you call that thing back there. Laura, I hope you're listening. Anything else you want to do with this car?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a turbo on it next month.
You putting a turbo on it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I'm gonna beat your vet.
They don't build a turbo big enough.
Oh, don't even.
I told him, I said, before you jump on when Larry Mack's standing over here, you'll see his Celine coming up here in a minute. I said, before you jump on a Corvette, jump on that Celine. And if you deal with that Celine, I believe Ashley would take that little 65 and give you a fit. Give you a run for your money.
Oh, bring it on.
Okay, now the engine in is of what?
4.6.
4.6. So you're just going to build the engine up. Now, the GTs, did all of them come with a 4.6, or could you got a bigger engine?
No, it goes to the GT 500, which is a 5.4 liter. The next is the V6, which is lower. Now what you can do, I'm still debating on the turbo, or you can go with a 302 block in it, because this motor doesn't have forged internals, so therefore you can't put more than about 450, 475 horsepower. But the turbo I'm buying, you can boop it up to about 30 boosts, and it'll go to 800 horsepower. It's just the motor blow up. So the mod after the turbo is going to be, of course, going with a bigger block, 302 forged internals, and then I'll have about 800 horsepower to the wheels, which will be hard enough to keep it on the road. And
Tyler, did you understand anything he said? I didn't think you did. I'm lost like you, son.
I thought you knew cars.
Well, I know them pretty good.
Forged internals,
I don't go on the inside the motor. We talk about the outside the car. Tell you what, good looking Mustang. Appreciate you being on the show.
Where's my
Tyler,
hug?
appreciate you coming up. Do what? Ain't happening. We'll be right back with Big Boyz Toyz.
Crawford Office Supply right here in Anniston moved into the brand new location, 2,500 square foot building right there on Layton Avenue. Anything to deal with office supplies, Crawford has it right there in stock. Pens, papers, pencils, anything. Scratch and dent furniture, brand new office furniture, filing cabinets, you name it, it's right there. They have free delivery also for all their products. Hey, if you need something that they don't have in stock at Crawford Office Supply, guess what? They can order it. 1 or 2 days, they got it in stock. Go by today, tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz sent you by. You know, sometime during your life, everyone has to make decisions the proper insurance to buy, whether it be business insurance, auto insurance, homeowners, motorcycle, motorhome, campers, even your antique vehicles. West Insurance Agency is your independent dealer for this area right here on Hamrick Drive in Oxford. They have plans for any type of driver regardless of your driving record. Steve and his staff represent several different companies and they can get the right plan for you. They have a slogan, when you see us, don't think of insurance, but when you think of insurance, think of us. Give them a call today, tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz told you to call.
Mount Cheehaw Harley Davidson, right here in Oxford, Alabama, Davis Loop Road.
They're your Harley Davidson dealer for this area. In my opinion, they're a Harley Davidson dealer all areas. Stop by and see Keith or George today. They have about 40 Harleys on display. Buy a new Harley. They have used Harleys. Clothes, you people like the Harley leather. They got any type of Harley clothing you want. Helmets, you name it, it's right there. All you guys with Harleys want to put that extra chrome on that brand new Harley. They got any type of chrome you could want. Stop by Mount Cheehaw Harley Davidson today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz sent you by. Looking for a classic car? Don't know where to look? I got the answer for you. Austin Hines Motors in Arab, Alabama. Austin has 55, 56, 57 Chevrolets, Camaros, Chevelles, Novas, Corvettes. Any type of classic car you could want, he has it in one location. They have over 100 classic cars in stock. They also have cars that you can rebuild yourself and restore yourself right there at that location. He's also the largest wrecker and rollback dealer for this area. So call Austin today, 256-931-2277. Tell him I told you to call.
Next vehicle, Bob Mason, a 2000 Harley Davidson. Bob, welcome to Big Boys Toys.
Thank you.
Now this is a little bit bigger. Tell me about your Harley.
It's a 2000 Heritage Springer. It's the last year for the fringe on the bike, and it was the first year for the Softail that had the twin cam engine.
These are a little bit bigger than the what bike? They're the step up from which one?
They're pretty well at that year. They're the full size Harleys, the
Right.
FLs and all the large Harleys are all the same engines.
Now, are you like the rest of them I talk to all the time? Now, how much of it did you put on that thing? Chrome.
Well, I had to look because you know how it sort of adds up after a while. And most of the trim stuff, like the fender trim, the fringe, everything on it's Harley. And the little rockers on the front wheel, the bumperette on the back. Let's see, the crash bars, I call them. Of course, now they call them highway bars, front and rear, and all that kind of stuff. Chrome on the master cylinders.
And people ask me all the time, they say, well, why do you have them, I call them crash bars too,
Right.
on there. I said, well, if you ever drop it. And they say, well, you don't want to drop it. I said, well, sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah, that happens. It happens.
And really, these, if you ever drop one, it's tough to pick them up.
Oh,
I mean,
pretty good.
by yourself for one man.
Pretty good.
So let it stay standing up if you can. Don't
Yeah.
lay it down because it's hard to get it back up.
That's right.
Now,
it's a trip.
how many of these, you said, so last year they made these, how many different colors did they have in it? They didn't have that many different colors in 2000, did they?
No, I don't know exactly how many. That's that blue was right there is one of 532, I think.
That was
in
made
that
then?
blue. Yeah, very few of them made in that color. So you know, they built them from '97 to '03. It had the fringe on them, and then '03 they changed. You know, took the fringe off in 2000. But they had cream colors and red, gray, I think, and 2 or 3 different sort of plain colors. You know, and it's ones you see most of the time.
Now, what size motor and all does this have? Y'all go, on Harleys, we go by the horsepower. We don't go by really.
Yeah, well, for my age, it's got enough horsepower. But that's 88 cubic inch, and you know, compared to the old Harleys, the old Dual Glides and everything, they were 74, 1200 cc. So
Yeah, I tell people all the time when I'm riding mine, they'll say, "Well, do you ever get out there with them crotch rockets?" I said, "No, this is for looking good, sounding good, and
Right.
easing around. You don't want to be." They say, "Well, you ever pulled it up?" No, you don't pull the front wheel
Right.
off a Harley. You don't pull a Harley up there.
No,
you don't do that.
You have to land right.
Is anything else you want to do to this one?
Well, not everything on it's Harley. It's only one thing missing that I hadn't been able to get, and that's a little tour pack that goes on the back that's got the fringe on it. And that's one of the few things Harley's discontinued. The good thing about Harley's, you can get parts for forever, but some of the odd pieces like that's the only piece that's left.
Now, what's some of the places you've rode this one?
I rode it to, I ride to Mississippi, Tennessee, usually in the southeast.
You just stay in the southeast states. You ain't rode way off.
No, I've got a couple others, and I ride them, one with a sidecar, and I take my wife in that. And I'm supposed to tell her hi, by the way. Hi, Kim.
Tell your wife hi while you sit here talking. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
So you just got one more piece to add to it, and you just want to ride.
Oh yeah, that's just my bike, the favorite bike, and I'd like I said, I ride it when I'm by myself, and when I'm with my wife, I use the other bike with a sidecar. And,
I tell you what, that's a good-looking bike.
Thank
And
you,
what's
thank
the
you.
little round thing up front here? I know what it is, but tell the people what it is. The round.
Oh, the horn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the original
And that-
horn. This bike was unusual. I think it's not many of this style, and they're getting a little harder. You don't see many of them. It's got a combination 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s parts on it. You know, when Harley built it.
So it kind of mixed them all
That's why
up.
they call it a heritage. They went back and pulled all the best from those years and built this bike.
And just built a special bike just for that
Right.
year.
Yeah.
Tell you what, good looking bike. Appreciate you being on the
Thank you
show.
so much.
We'll be right
Thank
back.
Farmers and Merchants Bank. Farmers and Merchants Bank's got 4 locations to serve you: Piedmont, Anniston, Oxford, and downtown Jacksonville. 90 years of service. I tell you what, Farmers and Merchants Bank is the bank. You know, it's not like any other bank around. You can go in and they get your decision today. They make your decision on a loan or whatever you need right in that location. You have a personal banker that takes care of you right here. Don't have to send it to Birmingham, Charlotte, or anywhere. Go by one of the Farmers and Merchants Bank today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by. You know, when someone smiles at you during the day, it kind of makes you feel great all over. Dr. Travis Phillips and his friendly staff right here in Oxford, Alabama, says stop by their office and they'll help put that beautiful smile on your face. They have teeth whitening, general dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, dental hygienist, oral surgery, everything right here in Oxford, Alabama. He has full x-rays and partial x-rays that he does right in his office, and you'll find out right then what he needs to do. They got professional staff. They have a saying, go the extra mile for the beautiful smile. Stop by and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by. Time of year is when everybody's doing that touch-up on the vehicle, getting ready for next year. Well, I've got the place that has everything you need for any type of body repairs. Rosar Auto Paint Supply has the largest selection of pinstriping and molding in the area. They mix custom paint. They do custom paint matching. They have waxes, buffer pads. I mean everything. They're the largest auto paint distributor in Alabama with auto, industrial, and fleet paints. With 4 locations to serve you in Anniston, Birmingham, Coleman, and Tuscaloosa, there's a Rosar's close by. And with over 100 years of combined sales experience in their sales staff, they are simply the best. Stop by or call today and tell them I sent you by.
Next vehicle, Dale Larry, a 2007 Harley Davidson. Dale, welcome to Big Boyz Toys. Tell me about your bike.
How you doing? It's the 07 V-Rod. Just bought it just a couple of months ago.
The V-Rods come out how many years ago? About, what, 4? Is it?
I want to guess 5 years. 4 or 5 years.
V-Rods are to me, the new generation of the Harleys.
The new generation Harley.
And it's not as, well, you can make them as loud, but they're just more sleek.
They don't put out a lot of volume. They look really new generation, but really fast. Really fast bike, and so it's kind of a combination of a fast bike that's also really comfortable.
Right.
I think probably it's of the bikes that I've ridden, it's probably the best ergonomically designed bike I've ever ridden.
Now, what's his name?
This is Dusty.
Dusty. Dusty rides everywhere, too?
She won't let me put Dusty on the bike.
I
brought him up here though, just in case in case you get out of control.
Just so in case I get out of control, you stick Dusty on me, huh? Okay, you said you've had it how long?
Just a couple of months.
Now, have you been riding bikes before, or just?
I've ridden before. I had an 04 V-Rod, and I decided to get this one. Haven't done anything to it yet. I bought it, and the vision I have in mind is to do a theme where I can tie my father-in-law into my daughter. Eventually, I'm going to give it to my daughter, and I'm going to do something when I customize it to tie that theme. I don't know quite what I'm going to do yet, though.
And a V-Rod, it's a lot of things you can do with a V-Rod just like you can a regular Harley.
You can customize them just as you can the traditional Harleys.
Right. Now, what all do you said you want to change the theme and all, what all do you want to do different to it, like the paint or?
You know, it's interesting. I met just today Dave, the first guy you interviewed, and he happens to be a custom painter. And I think where I'm going to start is getting the first cab unit insignia, probably painted somewhere on the fender. I'm going to start with there, and then we'll see where it goes.
Okay, now, did you get it here at Mount Chihara, or?
No, I didn't. Don't tell that guy over there.
Don't. I didn't see him standing out there either. There he stands.
Now, the 04 the first V-Rod I had, I bought my 04 here.
Now, Mount Chihara.
And I have to say, I got a better deal here. I wish I could do it over.
And I told him when we started the show, we're at Mount Chihara Harley Davidson here on Davis Loop Road. And this is for you people in Birmingham, Huntsville, Decatur. I know y'all got Harley dealerships, but they ain't got a Harley dealership like this. This one has always got something going on at Mount Chihara. Seems like every weekend something's happening out here.
Yeah, the thing that I mention all the time, every time I come in to bring my bike in for maintenance, there's always a brochure on the counter. There's some event going on all the time here.
I mean, any weekend, you people in Huntsville that want to ride somewhere in Decatur, any weekend, ride out here, right here off I-20. It's not that far, and 9 times out of 10, something's happening.
Live bands, friendly people.
Food. I mean,
good deals.
That's one thing about George and Keith. George and Keith like to eat. So anytime they have anything, they're going to have food.
Exactly.
When you going to start doing your work on it? Or you just riding and enjoying it now? Or?
Just riding and enjoying it now. My wife rides as well. She's got that little Neister. That's something that been married to this this woman for 32 years.
32 years.
And that's one of the things that we both like to do. I don't like to shop. She don't like to play golf, but both of us like to ride. Both of us like to ride.
You play
hard.
golf?
I play bad golf.
Well, people ask me, say, Barry, you ever play golf? Most people, I've always got to clean out my sock drawer or something. Something always comes up. I don't play golf. Yeah. I mean, my daddy always told me, rest his soul, he's passed away now. My daddy always told me, son, if you hit a ball, there should be somebody out there to throw it back to you. You're not supposed to go get it.
Unless you try it, then you might get hooked.
I don't think so. I played it about 5 years ago. We was out there and they got me playing, and I draw back and holler forward and hit it, and they said, what are you doing? I said, I have no idea where that ball's going. Yeah. And I just wasn't good at it. Tell you what, his name is what?
This is Dusty.
Dusty, you might get to start riding with him for long if you be real nice. Appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks a lot, man.
We'll be right back. Got a 65 Mustang coming up you don't want to miss.
90% of most homeowners don't know they have a pest or termite problem until they have a very expensive repair bill. Why not let the professional staff at Rice Pest Control inspect your home before it happens? With 50 years of experience in Northeast Alabama and with their free termite inspection for new customers, don't you think it's better to be safe than sorry? Call Tracy Rice today or one of his sales staff. Tell him Barry Miller told you to call. Hey, if you mention Big Boyz Toys, you get 50% off your first initial service. So call them today at 1-800-850-4661. Triplet Paint and Decorating right here on Wilmer Avenue in Anniston is your home improvement headquarters for this area. They have DeVoe, Benjamin Moore, and Coronado paints that go on good and look great once they're on. They also have all the materials needed to do that special job around the house. Carpets, they carry Shaw and Mohawk. Hardwood floors by Robin, so everything is in one location. Remember, DeVoe, Benjamin Moore, and Coronado paints are used by professionals all over the United States, and it's one of the best on the market. Stop by today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys told you to stop by. American Income Tax Service. They have electronic filing. They do individual and business tax filing. They have all the necessary paperwork right there. They do anticipation and refund loans right there at the American Income Tax Services. They have offices in Anniston, Gadsden, Gunnelsville, Collinsville, Rainbow City, and Attala. They do all tax services right there in one place. Contact any of the associates at American Income Tax. Tell them you heard their ad on Big Boyz Toys and you'd like them to fill out your taxes. Auto Unlimited in Moody and Pell City is your #1 headquarters for most any type of add-ons to your vehicle. From the famous Flowmaster exhaust system to wheels, tires, anything that will make that vehicle catch everyone's eye. They do custom upholstery, painting, and classic car restoration. So from bumper to bumper, John and his staff can make that old clunker look like a brand new vehicle. Stop by or call them today and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys told you to call. This day and time, a person's vehicle is their pride and joy, and when you want to add special accessories to that pride and joy, I know the place you need to go. Cutting Edge Auto Performance on Hammock Drive in Oxford is a one-stop headquarters for all these accessories. They carry JVC, Power Base, and Kenwood, and can order any stereo brand that's out there on the market. They also have performance parts for trucks such as toolboxes, grills, tunnel covers, and bed liners. Window tinting, they're #1 in this area in window tinting. They also install remote starts and alarms for all vehicles. Hey, and the great part is professional installation on everything they sell. Stop by their showroom today or call them and tell them Barry Miller sent you by. Oxford Picture Framing, 919 Snow Street, right here in Oxford, Alabama, is your #1 location for that special framing of anything that is dear and special to you. With over 1,000 frames, anything that can be framed, she can frame it. From graduations, weddings, to the new arrival to the family, she's the one to take it to. They can preserve and seal most any type of items for the special shadow boxes that will stay like new for years to come. Stop by or call Allison today at 835-2780 and tell you heard about her on Big Boyz Toys. Ray City Diner, exit 168 off of I-20 on Highway 77 right there in Lincoln, Alabama. Best steaks around. I tell you what, Wanda McKeag and her staff have great food in this restaurant. They are open 24 hours a day, breakfast served 24 hours a day. Each and every week, steak special. You guys working down in that area, she has lunch specials each and every day. Also, now through October, bike night every Tuesday night.